GTM Podcast Buddhist Stories Porisat The Cannibal EP16. Hello everyone, you are listening to GTM Podcast on Buddhist Stories. We hope you enjoy Porisat The Cannibal so far and learning the Buddhist wisdom along as well. Since this story was the Buddha's past life, the character name and culture may be quite a bit unfamiliar to many of you, but once you get used to it, the story is well worth spending time upon to listen. And one more thing before we start, please subscribe to the channel to support us and keep the program continuing. Let's not waste our time anymore and get into the story. From the last episode, King Suttasoma bid farewell to his parents, his queen, his children, and the ladies of the court. Then he left the palace. The ladies of the court, the ministers, the officials, and all the people were groaning and following him to the city gate. A large group of people followed him for a long distance and didn't want to let him go. Finally, he used a stick to draw a line on the ground, announcing firmly, "If anyone still has faith in me, please don't cross the line." They then stopped at the line after hearing his declaration. In the morning, Porisat brought wood and setting up fire. He sharpened the wood for a weapon while he was waiting for the wood to become charcoal. Suddenly, he saw King Suttasoma arrive at his place. The cannibal was so happy to see him. He asked, "Your Majesty, have you finished the task that you must do?" After Porisat listened to the king's response, King Suttasoma had invited Porisat to kill him. Porisat thought that King Suttasoma was so brave and not afraid of death. It must be the power of the Dhamma that he had learned. So Porisat wanted to listen to the Dhamma too. He said to the king, "While I am waiting for the coals to turn red, I would like to listen to the Dhamma that you had learned too. Can I?" King Suttasoma replied, "Porisat, you are a sinful person, and these words honor the Dhamma. Dhamma and Adhamma cannot go together. A cannibal who has sinful behaviors and speaks no truth like you, how can you respect the Dhamma? What can you do with it after you listen to these words?" The words of King Suttasoma had pierced straight through Porisat's heart. Then he shared the subject. "Suttasoma, you had gotten your freedom, but you still returned. Your Majesty, you were a wise man, but I do not see that you know the royal code principle. You are not as clever as people think you are." With his kindness, King Suttasoma thought that he needed to unravel Porisat's wrong view. So he replied, "Porisat, my friend, I am the one who knows best about the royal code principle, but I didn't hone it when it comes to conflict with the Dhamma. The wise man's Dhamma has a different principle to the royal code principle, as the royal code principle is mainly to benefit oneself and to the nation. However, it does not take into consideration of good morality. Therefore, many people who have followed the royal code principle have already in unhappy realm." "Your Majesty, why do you say that? Why would anyone who practiced the royal code principle of conduct go to hell?" Porisat asked doubtfully. "Porisat, my friend, one who practiced the royal code principle in the way that you just said would be so clever in saving his own life. Being smart to protect yourself without realizing the disadvantage of your words and action would be considered selfishness. If I follow the royal principle code in the way that it would save my own life, I would have been punished in hell because of the dishonesty of my words. One who tells lies because one holds on to such principle as you mentioned, they would be in unhappy realm. Porisat started to laugh at this conversation. He continued, the palace, the land, cows, horse, and all beautiful women in the kingdom. All of these things are easily acquired because you are a king. Why would you leave such pleasure for just only to keep your words? Did you see the truth of possessing such things will have great impact on you? Porisat, my friend, of all the delicious tastes in this world, the taste of the truth is the best. All ascetics who hold the truth will overcome even aging and death. All flavors can be delicious and elaborate if there is faith in between one another. If there is no truth, each person would become dishonesty. For example, a husband or a wife is dishonest to one another, even though they eat their delicious meal together. How could that food taste delicious? The truth is the most delicious things of all. One who can maintain the truth in both action and speech is the one who will be able to overcome aging and death, reaching the true Dhamma, Nirvana. I have seen the result of being truthful, and that's the reason I kept my word and came back to you. I would like to ask you one more question, Your Majesty, said Porisat. You return to the palace and have all of its pleasures, yet you still come back to a cannibal like me. Aren't you afraid of death? Have you ever felt discouraged about trying to keep your word and telling only the truth? King Suttasoma saw a chance to preach the Dhamma to Porisat to subdue his wrong view. So he said, Porisat, my friend, I have followed many good teachings. My offering is giving material things and all good things I have done. I have cleared my path to the next world. Why should a person who dwells in Dhamma like me fear of death? I have supported and taken care of my father, my mother, as the king, and I have ruled the kingdom by Dhamma. I have cleared my path to the next world. Why should a person like me who practices Dhamma fear of death? Porisat, my friend, I have supported my relatives, given charity to many people, and also supported many ascetics. I am not worried about going to the next world. Porisat, I dwell in Dhamma. Why should I be afraid of death? I am ready to die. You may use me as a sacrifice. After hearing such words, Porisat was frightened and thrilled with fear. He knew that King Suttasoma is a wise man who can demonstrate the beautiful Dhamma accurately. He thought, if I eat his flesh, my head would break into 7 pieces, or otherwise, I will faint for killing such a virtuous person. I will receive heavy punishment. The cannibal then spoke. Your Highness, you are the person I should not eat. Why would a right-minded person dare to swallow poison or dare enough to catch a venomous snake for entertainment? Whoever consumes a person who speaks the truth as you are, his head would break into 7 pieces. My friend, you are the same as poison or that venomous snake. Who would dare to harm or kill a wise man like you, Your Majesty? I really would like to listen to the Sattaraha Dhamma that you had learned. Please demonstrate it for me. Oh no, Porisat. You are not worthy of listening to such Dhamma. The Dhamma is so pure and flawless. King Suttasoma denied the request in order to let Porisat know that the Dhamma is supreme and valuable, so that he should be respectful and understand the importance of Dhamma. Porisat was rejected. Then he thought that, of all the wise men in this world, no one is able to compare to King Suttasoma. He has gotten his freedom to go back to listen to the Dhamma and to honor its teaching. Then he came back to me, even though he realized that he would die. That means this Dhamma is tremendous benefit. He became respectful and was eager to listen to the Dhamma even more. So he made a request again. Your Majesty, normally when people have listened to the Dhamma, they learn about the law of karma and refrain from doing bad deeds. When I listen to the Dhamma, my mind will be joyful. Please demonstrate the Dhamma for me. Porisat now eagerly requested to listen to the Dhamma. But will King Suttasoma demonstrate the Dhamma to him? What will happen next? Let's find that out in the next episode of Porisat The Cannibal.